one thing about me, Shem, I will take a taxi to the airport. I have no shame. La ungabulawa isithuthuthu bra. Ushayisa isithuthuthu, ulandele imoto, phapha kwe-ICU. Ubhuda nabangani bakhe, onabangani bakhe. So first things first, I had to get my outfit sorted out and fit the clothes that I bought. These arrived so late. They arrived on the 24th. My cousin picked them up for me on the 24th because I don't know, they're getting delayed or whatever, and I was leaving on the 27th. So my cousin picked them up for me from the hay warehouse in Durban, and then I had to go and get them from her house because she was coming home for Christmas. The shoes I didn't buy from Shein, I bought from Capital Fashion in Pietermaritzburg. Loved these shoes. Some of the stuff that I got from Shein I didn't really love, like the orange swimming stuff or shorts that I got. I didn't like these, but otherwise I liked the other clothes that I got. And then I washed them like on the 25th when I got them from my cousin, and they had to dry overnight because I was leaving for Johannesburg on the 26th and then flying to Bali on the 27th. So I got a bunch of sunglasses and earrings and rings and stuff. Some of my stuff got stolen at Tambo. I'm still bummed about that 4 months later, but yeah, I didn't record my whole packing process because some stuff arrived late. But on the 26th, I was packed up and ready to leave. And one thing about me, Shem, I will take a taxi to the airport. I have no shame. Indo demova aigabi, but there is your brothers sitting in the front. Taxi drivers have such a weird sense of humor. But before I flew to Joburg, I had to do my hair. The salons before Christmas was so full, and I couldn't find a place. Like around the 22nd, 23rd, I couldn't find a place, and I wasn't going to go to town on the 24th, unfortunately. So I only did it on the 26th, and it looks hot, like the steam, you can see it, but the lady who was doing my hair was really gentle. I wanted something quick, so I got a straight up. It was my first time actually doing a straight up, but I really liked it. It wasn't too tight on my scalp and I could sleep easily. The lady that did it for me was like really nice and fast and patient with my hair. Usually stylists are not patient with natural hair people. Like it's like the moment they see you have a natural hair, they all run. So yeah, I liked it in the end. After this, I had to take another taxi to Durban, and then once I got in Durban, I took an Uber to the airport. I didn't record that part because like why? Also, I was just exhausted after sitting this long, worried about battery. And this was on the 26th when I was flying to Bali. It was really nice. Tambo is bigger. You realize Tambo is bigger when you are on the other side of the terminal. I can't remember which terminal it is. And I got myself a coffee. I was flying alone, and my man and I were going to meet in Bali because he's from South Africa but he lives in another country. So we're going to meet there and spend New Year's together. Emirates is bougie, guys. Emirates is nice. Emirates will make you feel like the local flights. It leaves much to be desired, but obviously it's a longer distance flight, and shorter distance flights locally don't need the luxury of like navigation system that passengers can see. They don't need meals on the flights. So like 2 hours like after we took off, We got our food, and I was watching like the Serena documentary, which didn't actually feature Serena, which made me wonder, like, did they have her consent? But this is like what I mean by the navigation system. It's very, very fancy, very, very fancy. Can't even imagine what first class looks like, but this is bougie enough for me. And I had a window seat, like, I stopped in Dubai, obviously with Emirates, like we'll connect via Dubai. It's very big. Or even before I landed, the guy was sitting next to me, was telling me how big it is, that there's a train. So I got so anxious. I gave myself a stress sore by the time that I landed. But I think also the cold contributed. Like, it's very cold there, and you're up there for long. But up there is very cold, guys. It's very, very cold. Dress warm if you're flying like long distance, like more than 4 hours. I got to after I hustled, hey, and maybe one day I'll be not embarrassed enough to tell my story of me landing at Bali airport. But let's move on to this gorgeous villa that my man booked for us. It looks really nice. The entrance is really nice. We had our own pool in this like inside lounge area. Like, portion of it is covered, but a portion of it is not. And then our room, there's also TV, fan. Like, it's simple, but it's cute. It's really cute. And then they had this welcome shandies for us. The birds kissing on the bed. Me. Here is me loving myself. Umuntu kamuntu wami. One thing about me, I will twerk sana for nothing. This was not the outfit for like such a long distance flight. I don't know what I was doing, trying to look cute. But it was my first flight, so it's my first long distance flight, so probably to be expected. But I should have dressed warmer. I should have been in tracksuits and a hoodie. Look at this. I wanted to soak, but also I was like, so many people have soaked here. I don't know. But it was really cute. This is how the like entrance to the villa looks during the day. It's really cute. Feels very tropical. Such a vibe, Shem, honestly. So the following day, I can't remember if it was the following day or the day after, I went out like exploring on foot, just seeing like the local situation. This is the entrance to the villa and stuff. So I was walking a bit, and the scooters are scootering. And one thing about me, Shem, I'm anyway scared to cross the street, but scooters just make it a little bit worse or a little bit more stressful for me. There's this, I don't know if it was a shopping center or what, but like I asked them and they said it's a hotel. And it seems like the shopping spaces, the restaurants and shopping spaces is only available to people who are staying at the hotel or the villa or whatever. So this is like a portion of it that's open to the outside. I think crime in Bali or in Seminyak is really low because and there were like a couple of spaces that just looked open and like you can just walk in. There's also a lot of artisan shops and like petrol stations run like independently. It's not like a garage in South Africa. It's not like this is a petrol station. It's not like you have to drive in and stop. I think there might be bigger ones for cars. I think I saw like one or two when we drove to an island. But they have a lot of artisan shops like the speed shop, the speed shop. The speed shop had me geeking out. They had so many beads, such a wide variety. These flats, weird shaped beads were my favorites. If I could have, I would have bought like all of them, not the whole thing in the basket, but like one of each, one of everything. but they're so beautiful. They had such a wide variety. They also have such a wide variety of threads. There's beads that are made for like necklaces or pendants, and then there's beads for like you can use for clothes. There's beads you can use for earrings. There's then just like also just beads that you can decide what you want to use it for, but they had such a wide variety. We have like a few in like Durban and Pietermaritzburg in fabric shops where they have like a wide variety of beads, but not this wide. This whole shop is just for beads, like all kinds of beads. And I was geeking up a bit, and you can see my camera angles. I'm still getting used to like vlogging or going outside and recording because my angles are shitty. You don't have to tell me that my angles are like they are they're not in line with what is needed, but I tried. But also the whole point, these look familiar, don't they? They look like, I think we have these also. I think they are naturally occurring, that shape. Anyways, like this video, the intention of this section of the video is just to show you how wide a variety they had, the shades of blue, the shades of thread. Just like, yeah, I have a bit of a boner for the beads, unfortunately. But yeah, they have a lot of artisan shops, even with clothes. I think that's really, it's like something that we could use in South Africa also, where we're not just buying from mass producers of stuff, we're also making stuff. One thing about Bali, I don't know if it's just Seminyak, they will have these items. They will have these items on display on the streets, like no shame, no shade, just keep it moving. And now as a tourist, don't be extra about it, just keep it moving, you know. I also really enjoyed how green it is, how many like just fruits are happening just by themselves naturally. So many bananas, so many pawpaws, so many, I think it's coconuts, but you know, la ungabulawa isithuthuthu bra, ushayisa isithuthuthu, ulandele imoto phambi kwe-ICU, yabo. Nale mgwaqo mncane ngathi one way, kodwa kuhamba imoto nga-2, izithuthuthu nga-6, yabo. Explore. No, thank you. Ngijika kanye kuphela, hayi kawu-2, ngoba mangajika more than once ngizoduka, ngoba ayikho into esa-landmark nyana. Yo, lo mgwaqo mncane ukuthi like le traffic ela and iy'moto kulo mgwaqo zihambe i-direction yo-2, kodwa mncane ngathi uhambe. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look at this. Ubhuda nabangani bakhe, onabangani bakhe, ubhuda nabangani bakhe. Bazongishayisa. Bazongishayisa, look at so pretty. I think umuntu uhambe la earlier and into ayithenge la emlungelanga, ngoba ngibona ukuthi uhambe uyofika le, kodwa enye into imbuya. I don't think bayithanda le nto elirecorda because uma belidlula ngibuka ngenhla ehlo, yazi inja ehlo. Yeah, ngibuyele ivila. I've got my cigarettes now, and I can chill by the pool and smoke. Here's what I mean by like, there's also like artisan shops all over. This place makes shoes. There's like so many, there were so many tattoo places. Not like every second shop, but like more than you ordinarily see in South Africa. And clothes shops, you can see Uti, they don't make a lot of the same pieces. It's just few items that are, specific for you. Holiday vibes. I think this was our third or fourth day in Bali, and we went to an island. It's called Nusa Penida. It's a bit outside of Seminyak. We had to like take a car for like 30 minutes or something. And if you have to take a car in Bali or Seminyak, you are going far. People usually just take a motorbike. We didn't take a motorbike anyway, but taking a car is usually an indicator that it's far. We're waiting here to board the boats, and then we got in and we got going. As we were going, I was thinking like, I feel safer in the air than I do on water. I don't know. I feel like if I died, if something happened in the water, as I would be dying, I would be realizing. Whereas realizing and fighting for my life. Whereas like on a flight, you can't really do much but like accept that you're dying, because I can't swim. I wouldn't be able to save myself, like I've been meaning to learn to swim this year. Next year is the year. Like by next year, board. End of next year, board. That this cannot be me. So anyway, this was us arriving at Nusa Penida. It's quite cute. It's an island like Bali. Like Indonesia has a lot of islands, as far as I know. It's a lot of islands. I haven't done enough research for this, but it's islands, and this is one of them. And it's not as developed as Seminyak, where we were and where I was first exploring. It's very still tropical, less disturbed. It's a vibe, because me, I like my greens. And it's also just nice to see infrastructure that is developed for not the masses. I don't know how to explain it. This is, I think, developed for tourists, definitely, but it's not meant for thousands and thousands of tourists arriving, if you know what I mean. But it's a vibe. I liked it. Very peaceful, very demure. My problems actually started on this day. I don't know what happened to my eye. You can see me rubbing it a few times in this video. But after this, things started to decline. And the following day, I was in hospital. And it was a lot. After that, things slowed down a bit, because we still had plans to go out and do other stuff. But here's like a quick look through Nusa Penida. You can see there's not as many like developments. There aren't as like many like lines for electricity and stuff. It's very tropical, undisturbed jungle vibes. Love it. We're going, there's a spot at the top. You'll see, beautiful with the trip. There were so many turns that you feel like, oh my gosh, it's such a sharp curve, and this guy's going fast. And also random temples in the jungles. There are people living there, but all over, like in small circles. But I found it really interesting that even when there's a small population, there's still like temples all over for them. This is at the top, Nusa Penida. We were going, very beautiful. The weather cleared for us a little bit. It was raining when we got there. It rained during the whole time, but it was like vibes. So we chilled there a little bit, got food on our way back, and then we took the boat back to Seminyak. And this is back to me. Actually, I don't know if it's at Seminyak. This is what befell me. So the following day, this was me after the doctor. I had to get antibiotics, and well, I was just out. For the rest of the holiday, I was a bit out. We were supposed to go perfume making and go to a few more like beach clubs, but I was out. My man handled it with great shame. And we got me the perfumes and went and got us the perfumes instead, while I was just out and decompressing. And then it was time to go back home. We were there for 7 days. Yeah, we were there for 7 days just before New Year's. And then we left on the 6th. I was said to go, Shem, said to say goodbye to him, but we will see each other again anyway soon. And altogether, I had a beautiful experience. And when I landed back in Dubai, I could like video the train. There's the whole train situation. This was me going home. You can see now my hair's old after all the hair rolling in the haystack. But yeah, Dubai airport is huge. It's beautiful, very splendid, requires a lot of money also. So that you can spend on all the designer things and all the different things that you don't know. Yeah, and then it was back home. Overall, despite my eye situation, I had a great time, and hopefully I'm better prepared for my next trip out of the country.